tendencies, and today we are doing a full moon in Scorpio astrological placement reading happening on May 5th. Now, May 5th is also, it has a few events within it. So we have the full moon in Scorpio, which is also known as the flower moon. We also have the lunar eclipse happening, and amidst the Mercury retrograde in the current, we will be just about at the halfway point within that time period. So all of this together represents the idea of what we are revising, what we are truly allowing ourselves to look at in vulnerability, helping us understand what needs to be released, what needs to be shed in order to reach our manifestations, clear the way of what's preventing the sun from truly helping us open up the flower that we are, and helping us shine in our authentic self, our authentic truth, our true expression, and how to move forward in achievement of our manifestations. The dog is snoring. With this time, it is a very vulnerable time. I'm sure all of us are feeling the effects from Mercury retrograde. With this full moon and eclipse, it is a great portal window to adhere to what we truly want, what we truly desire, who we truly are. And I hope that these messages help you come to terms within in confidence and beauty and strength to clear away anything that's stopping you from your destined paths. Before we get into the messages, with every astrological placement, we will be reading a random page pull from The Return of Collective Intelligence by Derry Dyer. This book is a beautiful book. It is all about collective intelligence, collective consciousness, how we come together as a community, how we are all linked together, and understanding how to grow power within that, grow power within community, and, you know, the more natural worlds within this modern age. So I welcome you to scrub through the time bar to retrieve your astrological placement reading, whether you are sun, moon, rising. You're welcome to go through all of them, and I will see you there. Hello Taurus, welcome to your reading. Today we are doing an astrological reading for the full moon in Scorpio. This is also known as the flower moon, and this is happening on May 5th. On that day is also going to be a lunar eclipse, and being that we are amidst the Mercury retrograde in the current times, we are getting into the energy of what is being revised within your manifestations, within your intentions, your communication skills, and with the full moon, what we are intending to release in order to truly blossom, open up the flower, be our authentic selves, share our authentic voices, and sweep away any sort of energy that's preventing the sun from truly illuminating us, from expanding. This is a very important time for you guys, and it looks like with this full moon reading, this is going to be more in particular, kind of like an SOS reading for you guys or someone in particular. I'm going to follow the message as it goes. If this doesn't resonate, I do apologize, but I'm going to cater this to the specific individuals who need to hear it. Before we get into your message, I have your pile here. I do have the bottom of the decks laid out in front of me, and it looks like there are a lot of endings that are currently in play, or that you're currently processing, getting ready to take that, or you have already moved away from some sort of energy that is trying to prevent you from expanding in yourself, from being yourself, from, you know, manifesting and doing what it is you need to do for yourself. There is this message from Freya here at the bottom of the deck of the Ascended Mastery Oracle. Phases and cycles. There is a beginning with every ending. Illusions are revealed and released. So we have this Freya ending cycles card. Fanwell, Angel of Truth here. We have Eight of Cups in the reverse. And we have Bell's Deflection. And so I wanted to show these because it is a perfect time for you to take some time to go inward, spend some time grounding, especially as an earth sign. Spend some time in your own element, be within nature, be within solitude. When I first entered the reading, I actually tried to do this reading for you yesterday, and there was a lot of turbulent energy. I'm feeling like a huge weight on my chest. There's this sort of like pounding, phantom pounding happening in the back of my skull, and there's an energy here that really wants to invade your space, and I'm here to help you feel confident in setting your boundaries, moving out of the energy, and truly prevailing upon your own path of your manifestation and what you deserve. You've worked really hard through a long process of something, and your angels, your ancestors, your spirit guides, your totem animals, they're truly rooting for you and standing in a veil of protection around you. Before we get into your message here with the cards, I'm going to do a random page pull from The Return of Collective Intelligence by Derry Dyer. This is a great book to help you understand collective intelligence, collective consciousness, how the natural world works within an ecosystem of community, bridging the gap between self-isolation and how things happen in a web of things. There's definitely soul connections through collective consciousness that tie your experience to others going through very similar things. So this is going to be a message in hopes to help you understand how not alone you are through this process. And all in all, I truly congratulate you for choosing to go down this seemingly darker path to make a really strong, powerful decision for yourself. So let's do random page. So we got page 190. Yeah, okay, so 190. So it says, both the technology and the wisdom paths are forcing us, in the words of futurist Ray Kurzweil, to reevaluate our concept of what it means to be human. They are also obliging us to take another look at the various definitions of intelligence. For the technologists, human means cognitively supreme, the species that with the brains to dominate nature. Intelligence is simply the speed at which this can be accomplished. Machines speed up the process for acquiring information, so they're supposedly expanding human intelligence and becoming indispensable for our existence. As human beings become increasingly intertwined with the technology and with each other via the technology itself, old distinctions between what is specifically human and specifically technological become more complex, Sherry Turkle tells us. Our new technologically and enmeshed relationships oblige us to ask to what to extend ourselves. Our new technologically enmeshed relationships oblige us to ask to what extent we ourselves have become cyborgs, transgressive mixtures of biology, technology, and code. The traditional distance between people and machines have become harder to maintain. Kurzweil depicts that humanity will combine with its own creation, it will merge with its own technology. Philosopher Andy Clark agrees, we shall be cyborgs, not in the superficial sense, but combining flesh and wires, he writes, but in the more profound sense of being human, technology, symbiotes, thinking and reasoning systems whose mind and selves were spread across biological brain and non-biological circuitry. A cyborg, then, is the value-added human, deriving its own worth from the machine it has become a part of. If intelligence means swift access to vast amounts of raw information, We can look forward to the future filled with genius cyborgs. As long as they can remain connected to their technology and their technology continues to work, the new machine people will have all of the humanity's information at their fingertips. Of course, as we are already seeing, abundance of information doesn't necessarily imply to the wise that we use it for. Traditional societies, on the other hand, many of them bypassed not only by the digital revolution but also by the industrial revolution, have remained structurally coupled to nature, which has allowed them to preserve a very different kind of intelligence. Collective wisdom enables people to instantly tap into the infinite store of information in the field, and the wisdom itself ensures that whatever information they obtain will be appropriate, timely, and applied for the benefit of all beings. Okay, so I'm very interested in how that corresponds to your message here. While I was reading, I sort of got this idea of possibly the outlets it gives individuals within our lives to access technology, including possibly, say, social media. Even having this ability to block out individuals from our personal lives, even via social media, they still have means and ways of being able to look you up, possibly stalk you. I know I don't want to bring any sort of like alarming energy or harm to this, but it sounds like being that tied to technology so strongly and the intelligence behind it and the connection we have access, the information we have access to simply by using it, that's sort of the idea of what I got. I know that sounds relatively abstract from the reading that had been done, but we'll go into your message further and truly decide what this all means for you. So, with the Ascended Mastery Oracle deck, the first card we have is Horus, Cosmic Gateway. Your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. I also saw that too. That wanted to like fly out of my hand. Okay. And I'm not joking when I say like there's an energy that seriously doesn't want you seeing or hearing this message. Like it feels very invasive, and that's not a problem. I'm equipped to handle it, right? But I'm sensing a lot of depth behind maybe like you even expanding, seeing yourself deeper, seeing the tapped intelligence that you're able to access fluidly, and there might be some energy that is really taking it into their own hands to either stop you from deepening your connection with your intuition, but also possibly like tear you down and possibly even get like violent or aggressive with you, or really trying to do all they can to hold you back from expanding in evolution. It sounds like you're going through some sort of shift and awakening, ending cycles. You've done a lot of karmic releasing. You're working on manifesting, and there are just some ties that need to be deflected in this moment, through this process of yours. And I'm probably gonna go into maybe helping you through this reading, explain some tips and things of how to really assert your boundaries energetically, and how to properly deflect this energy from entering your field, from affecting you, or especially your mental meridian. So the first card we had was Horus, Cosmic Gateway. Your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. Second card we have is Kurnanos, Life Force. Express your driving passion. Sensual and sexual powers are increased. This was in reverse, okay? So we had Kurnanos in the reverse. The third card we have is Paul the Venetian, experiencing grace. Share your gifts with grace. Waves of inspiration and love are coming to you. So this, honestly, you're having to stand in a lot of courage right now. That's really what it seems like. And you're doing well. I think you're doing your absolute best to remain grounded and remain calm. You're gonna make it out on the other end, I promise you. Chakma Right Eye Wisdom in the Angelarium deck. The second card we have is Zachriel, Angel of Memory. We have Raziel, Angel of Mysteries in the reverse. Raziel. And then the fourth card in the Angelarium deck, we have Tiferet, the Heart Beauty. Okay, so I just want to say that there may be a time in this reading where I need to pause the recording and take a step back. So if you see like a skip in the filming, just know that's why. Again, just a lot of pressure in the chest, and it's really strange how this is happening, all right? But I don't mean to alarm you by that, but I mean to tell you this and share this with you to help you be more assertive in your situation and really be able to see the depth of the need to fortify and structure your boundaries and protection and shielding in this. In tarot, we have the Ten of Swords. We have Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Four of Cups in the reverse. The Empress. Two of Pentacles. And we have the Three of Cups. Okay, and then in the Shamanic Medicine Oracle deck, we have Medicine Bag Treasure in the reverse. Medicine Bag. (15:51) on the clock. Seed of Life, Tree of Life Conception in the reverse. And then we have Air Creativity in the reverse. So there is actually a ban on nudity and stuff, so I'm just gonna have to cover her. Okay. In the reverse. We're gonna take a sec to decompress, breathe, dust away any sort of energies trying to access this space. It does not have any right to be within this space, and we disembody any sort of power over us that has ill intention. Surrender it to the ancestors. We ask this to be in a space of clarity. unveiling any sort of truths that need to be exposed, understanding what is being hidden, what needs to be released for the highest good of Taurus, and coming into a space of alignment and unity. Asking the ancestors to be in this space to shield and veil it within a protective barrier and deflect any sort of negative energies with ill intentions trying to access this space or the viewer's space in this current moment. Okay. Wow. Okay. So we're going to be touching on this a lot, actually. It actually has a lot of involvement with your reading, and it's important for you to be able to really connect with your intuition, your heart space here. Allow yourself to hear the truth within your intuition and your heart space, so that way you can clearly do what is important for you. There's something, again, this energy that's really trying to disrupt you from accessing this information from yourself. They want to prevent you from moving forward. They want you to basically remain focused on something that is either out of your control, or, you know, something maybe even keep you focused on some negative qualities or traits about yourself that they want to portray as negative. Or, you know, they're doing a lot of fighting against your energy to try to keep you contained, and that's just not possible here. Divine intervention is happening. Again, like I was saying, this is a divine intervention reading for someone. This is going to help the right person disembody any sort of power over them, help them see through any kind of BS that is being thrown your way through the process, and remain in clarity. So let's get into the cards here. So Horus, Cosmic Gateway, your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. With the Kernenos life force energy in the reverse, express your driving passion. Sensual and sexual powers are increased in the reverse. Paul the Venetian, experiencing grace, share your gifts with grace. Waves of inspiration and love are coming to you. So being that we have Horus and Paul the Venetian in the upright position, right? Paul the Venetian, and then Horus, Cosmic Gateway. We have this Kernenos here in the middle in reverse. This is a lot of sexual, sensual, passionate energy, your creative energy. This has to do a lot with the internal masculine sacral chakra. That is in reverse because there is an attempt of an outside influence trying to keep this dormant, trying to keep this blocked, prevent you from truly embracing the energy behind it. I seriously feel like this huge, hot, like just circle of pressure on my back, like trying to hold me down or something. But express your driving passion. Sensual and sexual powers are increased. Again, this is going to be catered to someone specific. This could also be catered to a couple individuals. This isn't a reading that I would normally do for just like the internet, right? This is a type of reading I would do for someone specifically, very specifically, because like I am not the type of person to want to drive any sort of fear to a client or an individual through a reading like this. The message is very prevalent and it's very strong, and the energy is really trying to take hold within the situation. So I'm going to share it as it comes. Again, if this isn't your message, don't make it your message. But if this is your message, please grasp onto it. So something, someone, whatever it is trying to keep you dormant, trying to keep you stuck, trying to prevent you from truly accessing your sacral chakra, your creative energy, your life force energy. Probably, I got the idea with the sensual and sexual powers or increase in reverse. I saw that as maybe them trying to like play some sex magic on you or something of the sort. Which is actually backfiring, but it's in a sense making you feel a lack thereof of that energy. You don't want to actually express or feel or connect with any of this energy outwards. It seems like this is kind of like putting you in a space of stagnancy when they might be trying to really like pry you in being like more sexual or intimate with them. It's not working, and this I think is making them aggravated. You being aware of this situation is very important. You seeing clarity within the situation is important. Your awareness within the situation is important because you being able to see what's happening gives you a grounded opportunity to separate yourself from it, if that makes sense. You get to decide from seeing the bigger picture of the situation where you get to walk out of it, decide what you are not within the situation, and gracefully walk on your happy way, experiencing grace out of this energy. With this Paul the Venetian, experiencing grace, share your gifts with grace. Waves of inspiration and love are coming to you. And with this Tiferet heart beauty, we have a huge heart chakra awakening occurring. You either have recently gone through it or you are currently going through it. And this is putting you in a larger span and space of being very empathic, which is also making your energetic field a lot more sensitively receptive to energy. And this is going to thin that veil to where like energy can come your way a lot easier because you're able to obtain it and interpret it a lot better. That's called your intuition. You're able to read into it. So this is an ability. This is a gift, okay? This is an ability and gift of yours. So share your gifts with grace, which includes if you need to like be straight up and say something about this happening, do it. Know that it is very graceful and honored in your spiritual council, your spiritual team, and in your soul to speak up and say something if you need to. Set your boundaries because that's very graceful and self-loving thing to do for yourself. Waves of inspiration and love are coming to you. So if you are, say, maybe in this weird split reality where, say, with this energy or with this individual, it's very like honestly dark and dense and heavy and just like conflicting and probably relatively annoying, but then like being in the rest of the world around you, it's really easy to expand and explore and be in contact with people, be in community, be happy, you know, get the weight off of your chest, release yourself from the burdens or baggage from this energy. But then you lean back into that energy and all of a sudden it's again just dense and heavy and chaotic and conflicting, and it messes with your mind. And that's where this Horus cosmic gateway is coming through with a very loud message of saying your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. So believe in your intention behind saying energetically in your head, say like, I create boundaries around this energy. This energy has no right to access to my energetic field, and I set my barrier to deflect any sort of ill intention that comes my way. If this energy tries to come into my field, Archangel Michael, Archangel Uriel, my ancestors, I ask you to take this energy and surrender it and put it upon the scales of judgment if it's like seriously this heavy, this dense, this bad. Allow yourself to know that your intention is very powerful. Your ability to declare that within your mind is intention, and it is going to help you tremendously through the process. Your thoughts are very magnetic as well. So understand that it seems like with this heart chakra awakening, dipping into your intuition more and learning more about the way abilities work, okay, or something like that. You're developing a lot of telepathic abilities that you may not be aware of. You may be aware of this, but at the same time, if you're not, there's this sort of energy that really, because you're growing sensitivity through your intuition, it's creating this thinner veil. You're becoming more sensitively receptive, which is allowing more energies to come into the mental meridian. And this is where telepathy happens, internal communication. And so if they have thoughts or feelings or like weird little schemes going on in their mind to try to pin you down and make you feel small and make you feel caged, you're going to possibly pick these things up. And because you're empathic, your brain might be wired to turning it into your own voice and saying like, oh, I can't leave this situation, right? This is like a mind spell that this energy is trying to play on you. Oh, I can't leave this situation. I'm going to give them another chance. I'm going to, try to remain optimistic in this situation, yada, yada, yada. Release. I want you to take any idea that it's incorrect to leave this situation out of your mind. Ask Archangel Michael to do a huge cord pulling out of your mental meridian and cut off this energy from accessing. I'm serious. I'm sorry I'm so like direct and passionate and forward and blunt about this, but this is like an energy that's no joke. But trust that miraculous changes are occurring. It's okay to walk away from this. I do see with this Eight of Cups in reverse, like you're scared to walk away from this because, you might possibly feel like at one point this person was a soulmate. This person was like a very deep, connected individual to you, and you may have gone through a lot with this energy, but it's really time to part ways. It's really time to choose yourself. It's really about your life, your heart, your forward movement. It's about your safety. It's about a lot of things. And trust that the leap of faith, the short-term sacrifice of taking this leap of faith out of this situation is worth the long-term success of your soul, of your life, of your safety, of your energy, truly thriving and being with what it's supposed to be with. So yeah, trust that your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. You have the power of intention in your mind, especially as it is wired to your heart. So set the intentions, really create the boundaries and barriers, and tap through that. Allow your sensual energies, your sexual energies, your creative energies start to regain safety within you to start, expanding and reopening back up. If you need to set boundaries externally and speak up, know that it's very valid for you to do so. It's very essential that you do so. Paul the Venetian coming in saying experience grace through really validating yourself and giving energy and love to yourself by doing what you gotta do. Love, it says waves of inspiration and love are coming to you. Allow yourself to truly embody and feel the immense radiance of the love that comes to you from the external world. So whether it be from other family members or whether it be from friends, coworkers, whatever, the positive energy that you feel when you separate yourself from this energy, allow this to really help you build a lot of internal strength to get out of the situation. Know that when you walk away from this energy, you're going to feel much lighter, much more fulfilled. It might take a little bit of time afterwards to gain confidence in it really being the right decision for you, because when you do part ways, this person's possibly going to be manifesting harder on you. They might be possibly trying to really make you go through a lot more. But the cool thing is you've been able to separate yourself physically or, you know, energetically, more intentionally, energetically from this individual. And so this is going to create that true foundational barrier to where you can identify your own energy and then this other external energy that's really trying to affect you. With Chakma, right eye wisdom here, this Chakma, right eye wisdom, and this Zachriel, angel of memory, I really see those two cards together as this idea that like you have learned so much through experience, and it's not even just about like gaining information and knowledge and intellect through experience. You have learned so much and used it. You have applied the knowledge, you have applied the intellect, you have applied all of the knowledge you have gained through experience to your life, and you have done things with it, and that's what's creating wisdom. You have a very deep, profound ability and connection, literal wiretap to your wisdom and your compass through it. And so it's very important with the Zachriel, angel of memory, to allow throughout the memory bank to see where you have really accumulated these like very strong qualities and traits and soul codes through these experiences, so that way you can have them re-embody, return them to your energetic field, return them. It's called soul fragment reclamation is what that's called. It's where you seek out through all dimensions, space and time, through your memory. You can do this through your memory, your ability to look back on memories and recollect the soul fragments that represent pieces of your soul, to recollect them, reintegrate them back into your soul, so that way your soul can feel whole, that way your soul can feel, it can build up an energy and be connected to all its little outlets that it needs to be connected with to truly generate, move, and run and move faster forward with strength, endurance, and get far away from this energy. With Raziel, angel of mysteries here in the reverse, I saw that as like you might not fully know where you're going after this disconnect, but that's the beauty behind this card, because Raziel, angel of mysteries, is all about manifestation and expecting blessings. This in the reverse tells me that you're fearful of that. And you may be fearful of, you know, even knowing or accepting that like you have a very blessed path moving forward. I'm probably going to end up pulling a couple more tarot cards after reading all of this, so that way you can understand where you're going moving forward if you do disconnect from this energy. But you may be fearful of not realizing or knowing that you have a blessed path moving forward. This other energy might be really trying to make you think that this is all that you got, or that like to guilt trip you into thinking that you've built up so much karma, you know, through this connection, that like your fate is destined for bad luck or something. I don't know, I'm getting mad. And I'm so sorry if this is stressful for you. It needs to come out though for someone. Again, if this isn't your message, don't make it fit. Don't. But if it is, let it sink in. I really care about you in this situation. I'm investing my time to really get into this for you, because you deserve to move on. You deserve to grow. You deserve to thrive. You deserve your safety, and you deserve knowing that you have cleared so much fucking karma that you only have blessings moving forward. However, if you do not move from this energy, you can accumulate your own negative karma for yourself by remaining in this little twisted threshold of this energy. And you know what? That person's developing a lot of nasty karma by doing this to you. Jeez. Tiferet, heart beauty. You act from your heart. You feel from your heart. You believe from your heart. You trust from your heart. You know from your heart. You express from your heart. And if this individual doesn't want you to know that, I'll make sure you do, okay? I'll make sure that you do. I literally just got like this piercing bubble of weird like stingy energy when I said that. I'm fighting, and I know you've been fighting. Fight a little bit more. You're almost out of here, really. This heart space is a portal. This heart space is this cosmic gateway that's going to take you and lead you straight into the blessings that you deserve to align with, deserve to experience, deserve to be in. If you follow your intentions, set your boundaries, set your intentions to move on, set your intentions to disconnect from any sort of energies that want to treat you this way, and walk through that gateway, walk through that portal of your heart space to understand where it wants to go, what it aligns to, what it deserves, and go for it. Okay, this energy, Ten of Swords, it's like it wants to do this to you, right? It wants to immobilize you. It wants to make you feel like all of these knives in your back, these 10 swords in your back, is valid because of something you may have done or whatever, yada, yada, yada. The excuses. I feel like there's just excuses. And all I want to do is talk and rant and get mad about every little ounce of thing that you do. And it's leaving you here. It's leaving you feeling like helpless, hopeless, and it's preventing you from moving forward. It's preventing you from truly making this pursuit towards some sort of financial endeavor. This is the card that represents that. Knight of Pentacles represents a pursuit towards something financial or material. It's preventing you from moving upon the journey of that. It might be keeping you even from working. It might be keeping you from like actually like making the money that like yields security for yourself, or like maybe even like something material that you've been working on, or something you've been building, whatever. But it's preventing you from accessing that, from doing that, from truly working on that, because it has you like focused, because this energy wants you to like focus on them, or focus on this like one little thing, or keep you looking at like this one little thing that you've done wrong. Meanwhile, you've done like these 3 things right, or like you have these three things that are like obligations of yours, and they're like, no, I'm in the clouds, I'm your Lord and Savior, I am your God, whatever, you know. That's literally the energy I'm getting from this. No, guess what? I don't know if you're male or female, but you are this Empress energy. Whether you be male or female, this is a very loving, compassionate, intuitive energy is what the Empress represents. Someone who lives through love, someone who has an abundance of love. And so being a part of like, they might be trying to portray that this is them in your life. Nah, brush that off. Say, I'm actually the one who holds that like title, I guess, whatever, you know, and embrace the fact of who you truly are. Embrace this heart, because this and this almost resembles a lot of the same energy, and embrace who, at the depths of who you truly are. I also want to touch real quick that the energy of the fox, it's very mischievous, right? Okay, the energy of the fox is very mischievous when they need to get themselves out of danger. They're very playful and, you know, loving, goofy, you know, silly animals, but they're also very mischievous in the way of safety for themselves. They do what they gotta do in order to either veil, hide, manipulate, and move, and get themselves out of danger. Survival. And you need to take on the qualities of this energy to truly get yourself out of this situation. Trust that there is abundance that's going to, 41:14 on the clock, that's going to reflect the abundance of your heart and soul, your capacity and amount of love that you exude from your heart is going to reflect back to you tenfold. Please trust that. I will go into the cards further after this. I'll pull a couple more cards. This might be a little bit long of a reading, but we're going to do it. 2 of Pentacles. Embracing this energy, and then 2 of Pentacles making the financial decision to pursue something bigger for yourself. I see this Three of Cups as don't be afraid to like go to your community for assistance through this. Don't be afraid to maybe join some community groups of individuals who have gone through similar experiences, whether that be like, I don't know, maybe the idea of like a relief group, but don't be afraid to go to your community that supports you through this. I think a lot of your friends, family, whatever, what have you, holds a lot of compassion for your energy. You might be like relatively like quiet about what's going on with this other energy because you don't like, you're afraid to share with them, you know, any sort of detail because you don't want to bother them and their time with what's happening. It's very important that like you seek help somewhere, get out of this energy, and that's going to include, you know, like being vulnerable and opening up. The right individuals are going to hear you. The right individuals are going to support you and be like, yeah, we need to, like, you need to get out of there, or we need to get you out of there, or like you can come here with me, or, you know, something. There's that energy there. There is going to be a financial decision within this, okay? I think if you have any sort of like financial ties to this individual, that might be the financial decision of like making the right financial decision for yourself, cutting them off. It might even resemble the idea of like being more contained of your resources, maybe like not spending so much money and like using your intention through like saving up or like organizing your finances to make this move as well. But I also see it too as like choosing to stand up for your finances and say like cutting something off again, like this is yours, being decisive upon that. I think you relatively are probably really good at sharing your money or like using your resources to benefit others, and now it's time to really focus on this, focus on the self, focus on building your empire, you empress, emperor energy, using that for yourself. It's okay to be selfish. If any sort of energy wants you to feel negative about that, fuck that. Excuse me, but fuck that, okay? Sorry. Medicine bag treasure in the reverse. Tree of life conception in the reverse. Air creativity in the reverse. You being able to see the magic in the world around you is being cut off by this energy, or in attempt to. I think you're still seeing it. 4444. That's a lot of stability and protection, okay? Those numbers in four times. Geez. I think you still see your abundance. I still think you still see the magic in the world around you. I see that you still possibly hold a lot of hope for your future, for your forward movement, for, you know, life. But they're trying to cut that off again, right? This is also to remind you to like, don't allow yourself to feel in despair. Don't allow yourself to feel impoverished from this. Allow yourself to really see all of the treasures and things and possibilities you really do have, all of the magic that lays within this bag. Your ancestors really want you to open that bag and like look inside and see all of the valuables you have. And that's like in the heart space, right? That could be physically, but that's really internally. See the values and qualities within yourself. I've never used that analogy for this card, so I hope that really fits. This tree of life conception that ties back to this Kernenos life force energy, conception, sensualization, sexual energy, being cut off. You know, tree of life conception, being cut off in the reverse again. Don't forget that you have the power to create whatever it is that comes across your mind, your heart, your soul, that comes up as an idea, because you are a master manifester. It's time that you know that. It's time that you truly believe in your ability behind that and trust that you have the power to create whatever it is, because you're this golden seed. Your soul is literally here for a significant reason, and it has a lot of power to manifest. And your guides truly want you to know that, embrace that, and feel that within your heart. Feel that within your soul, and allow yourself to, honestly, if it helps, envision yourself like your auric body, you know, your spirit body, your light body, with your physical body through your third eye. Close your eyes and imagine your whole body just being engulfed in this bright, glowing, golden light. And let it show you and help you feel through that experience, like just how valuable that really is, how rich and abundant that is. Air creativity, you feel cut off creatively, you know, being like, honestly, like ripped and stripped out of your, oh my gosh, she's naked. Dang it. Being cut off from your creative energy, you know, being taken out of your flow state, being taken out of your, you know, ability to really flow, move, ebb, and create, and, you know, passionately explore and expand. You can do that. You have every possibility of that. Again, if I also do chakra clearing, if you'd like to reach out to me individually, say like if you need help with this, I would be honored to help you understand a bit more. If you follow to the end of the video, I will have my link tree handle in the like end panel of the video, of this whole video. If you go to that link at the very bottom, there's a contact thing. I would love for you to reach out to me. If you need to seek someone's help through this and you don't know who to go to, please, please, please feel safe and vulnerable to reach out to me. I am happy to be there for you. Chakra clearing. I really think that a really good chakra clearing would be beneficial for you. Your root chakra, your sacral chakra especially. This is going to lead into your solar plexus, right? Your I am presence, your trust in yourself, your trust in your compass, your intuition, your navigation, and this is all going to lead to this heart space. And that's all going to be able to provide this heart space that's going through an awakening right now. And it seems like it's kind of been like activated through like traumatic series of events. And I'm so sorry that this is heavy for you. And I do hope that you were vulnerable enough to be in a space to take this with love and safety. But it's very vital and essential that you know, get grounded again and come back into who you are without this creating any sort of negative energetic manipulations upon you. I'm gonna pull just a couple more tarot cards for you, so that way we can know where you're going after this. If you embrace this jump, if you embrace this free fall, trusting that what's ahead of you is all blessing, I'm gonna pull what's coming for you if you take this jump. Okay, this is a few more cards than I was expecting, okay? Okay, so real quick, this is a long reading, so thank you for hanging tight. So if you make this jump, you're going to be able to heal from all of this heartbreak, heal from all of this pain. You're going to be able to step out of the space that affected you and take time to really genuinely heal, like, things within your heart that probably have taken you a long time, for the sake of still, you know, being in a space of like something reflecting the patterns of what's hurt you. You're really going to be able to heal from this and really step into your abilities, okay? Step into your power, step into your light, step into your soul. This high priestess is you in this, whether you be high priestess, high priest, like, you are really embracing this healing. So this card in this scenario really shows me that you are the wounded healer type. So you have gone through, the wounded healer represents someone who has fought and has healed and gone through so many trials and tribulations and trauma within life, and taken all of the healing within their own hands to be able to do the inner work, do the inner healing, to provide knowledge and wisdom through their own healing experience to help others. I see that you have a very gracious heart, and through your experience, you're going to be doing a lot of helping others with healing and working through a lot of the same stuff. That's literally what the wounded healer does. It's the healer who's seen the wounds themselves, and you really have. Don't let anyone devalue you from that. Don't let anyone say like, oh, you're fine, you haven't really gone through that. No, you fucking fought. You really have. That's why you're this. That's why you're this wounded healer. That's why you hold all of this heart. That's why you have all of this empathic energy and ability and sensitivity and sight. Because you have seen it, you've seen the diversity of pain, and you have done the work to heal it, and now you're empathic to where, like, you want to help others with it. You want to help others see, you know, where they can save themselves and really lead themselves by example through your own experience. You have a testimony to share from all of this. There's a story for you to write about what you have gone through that's going to save other people's lives simply through your experience. Wounded healer, high priestess, high priest. This very powerful, heart-spaced individual who is able to see things so much deeper than what they actually are through their intuition and through a lot of different things, right? We can go into that later if you want to expand into more of what the high priestess role is. You might already know, but you're going to be able to move from that and really embrace and embody your role here of your soul, why you are here, your purpose, all of it. Seven of Wands, the conflict will be over. You'll be able to really lead yourself, walk yourself, be your own authority, be your own emperor. We had the Empress, right? And the Emperor. This balance of the masculine and feminine energy within us that really helps us lead and walk one step at a time in surety of who we are, what we're doing, our intuition, our, you know, ability to move forward, all of it, working hand in hand, coexisting in its own element. Truly being able to be your own leader, be your own authority, be your own passion, be your own foot, be your own endurance, be your own way shower, be your own decision maker, okay? Eight of Cups. Next card, we walked away. The victory of walking away. The victory of leaving it behind, letting it go, letting it remain in the past. Being that it was under this, you now get to remove yourself to be in a space of healing it. You finally get to heal from this nasty energy and embrace this fool's journey, this beautiful energy of this like new self-proclaimed path, this self-freedom, the self-exploration, this adventure. That's what the Fool card represents, is being able to walk upon a new path that will take you to a promised destination of internal abundance, fulfillment, satisfaction, victory, gratification, honor, all of it, okay? And then we have this Five of Swords in the reverse, representing like all of these like nasty victories that have happened, all of this deceit, all of this like I just got something. It's the idea of like short-term victory that this person or this energy kept trying to pull on you, like cutting down the nature of who you are. Like, that's over with. This is in the reverse. This is done. This is no longer going to affect you. And because of that path now being clear, you get to be determined, action-oriented. You truly get to be, what's the right word? Determined to go after your goals, knowing the innocence of what is in your soul, innocence behind what is in your intention, the innocence of what it is to be healed, the innocence of your spirit, all of it, like being in this almost like childlike wonder and love and innocence to be able to share, reciprocate, explore, expand, be wishful, hopeful, all of it. This 10 of Wands really is in an expression. I see it as all of these salmons. Like, you're gonna have an abundance. You're gonna have a serious harvest. You're gonna have a lot of power with this 10, this completion, this wands, this mastery of something craftful, something powerful, something that you have really worked for. You're going to carry, and I see this ancestrally as well. This might be like a serious ancestral thing that like your lineage has fought for a very long time, okay? And it's like you're finally gonna be the one to put the foot to the pedal, hit the gas really hard, get out of the situation, embrace the healing that comes after it, the aftermath, the calming of the waters and the soothing, you know, after all of this like crazy choppy water, all of this like lack of navigation, not being able to see where you're going, all of that is going to be able to subside, and you'll finally be able to come to a space of still waters, clarity, healing. And because you're doing that, you need to also acknowledge that that's something that you're doing for yourself, but that's something that your lineage probably hasn't been able to do for themselves in a very, 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 very long time. And you're putting an end to that cycle. You're putting an end to that cycle. There's a beginning with every ending. Illusions are revealed and released. I'm done now. I hope that was helpful. If you would like to reach out to me, please do. Look at the bottom of the deck. Wheel of Fortune. What's peeking up after that? Illusions of deception are being cleared away, unveiled in truth. I love you. You're a rock star. Keep going. You can do this. I believe in you truly. Reach out if you need, please, or seek either counsel or community within people that you truly know you can trust. Happy releasing. Congratulations. I am so proud of you. Have a good day. Hello Virgo, welcome to your reading. Today we are doing a reading for the full moon in Scorpio happening on May 5th. It is also known as the flower moon, and this is a lunar eclipse day. It's as well going to be the midpoint of the Mercury Retrograde. From the looks of it, I have your pile laid out here, but from the looks of it, from the bottom of the decks laying in front of me, it looks like you're going through a time of really being recognized for your commitment upon something. There's a lot of justice playing out, a lot of spiritual protection that's happening in your favor, and definitely some room for some cleansing of your energy, allowing yourself to really shed anything that's preventing you from moving forward, replenishing yourself, restoring yourself, to move forward in seems like a space of freedom. whatever that correlates to, we'll get into your message and we're gonna dive right into it. Before we move forward, we're going to 111 go over in the return of collective intelligence, do a random page pull to kind of bring in a message from the book that ties to your reading, and give us a little bit of navigation. But overall, it looks like something that's been a long time coming is finally coming to fruition for you, and congratulations. Let's start with the random page pull and then we'll just go forth with your message. Okay, we'll go with this page here, this section. It's called The Gift of Giving, page 68, and it says, Indigenous people everywhere perform Aini in their ceremonies, which maintain balance by giving to Mother Earth to thank her for her gifts and keep her strong. In the Andes, these take the form of elaborate despacho offerings in which participants infuse carefully selected cocoa leaves, flower petals, sweets, seeds, seashells, spices, incense, drops of pisco, and other treats for Pachamama with their finest energy, and arrange them artistically in a sacred package, which they burn ceremonially or give to a body of water. I'm tying this to a replenishment, maybe ceremonial cleanse that looks like Spirit's guiding you to take for yourself. In North America, Native people make offerings to the earth and nature spirits and perform sacred giveaways in which they share their wealth with the community. Siberians leave offerings of colorful cloth, prayer ties, tobacco, coins, stones, and personal objects at shrines constructed of piles of stones and poles known as ovas, and in sacred groves of trees. In all of these we are giving to all living things and to the Creator. James David Audlin explains, this kind of giving is not contractual, in which one gives only if one is sure to be given something of equal value, but covenantal, in which one gives and trusts that balances will be maintained. Aini may, in fact, be humans' ultimate raised deity in the cosmic scheme. What if nature needed us just to be as much as we needed in nature to achieve the collective supreme evolutionary purpose? Jenkins wonders. The gods need human beings, and human beings need gods. Our conscious exchanges of energy with all that is help empower everything around us as well as ourselves. When we fail to participate in the sacred give and take, we end up disempowering and destroying. In the Inca view, humans are not unimportant, but neither are we all important. Jenkins points out, we exist as part of a larger system. We are part of the family of nature. Okay, so I think this ties into a lot of possibly some energy of you working with nature, you doing a lot of maybe, ritualistic, ceremonialistic practices with nature, even if it's very complex or even if it's very simplistic, such as even just grounding yourself, putting your feet in the grass or the dirt, to be in co-exchange with nature, and really treating your body, your mind, your soul, any of that in the value that it needs, treating it correctly and healthily. I even see this if this ties to any sort of situation, whether it be relationship, romantic, familial, friendship, work-related stuff. The ecosystem of how things work, you provide a lot of sustenance to the environment, and now it's finally a time for it to be either returned back to you or justice over a situation's prevailing, where you're truly being recognized for how much you have given, how much you have worked for something, the devotion you have put into a situation. And now all of this is, time tells all truths. It's finally coming back around in the circle to be provided back to you in some sort of way. So let's go into your cards and see what we have in store, and then we'll move forward. In the Ascended Master, the dog's eating. In the Ascended Mastery Oracle deck, the first card we have here is Draw Cool. Dharma unfolding. Remember that you are on a path. Take one step to happiness. So this card also to me really resembles the amplitude of blessings you have provided for yourself and the world around you. And so again, that's not only clearing karma for yourself and not only excelling good karma for yourself, but it's creating dharma for yourself and the world around you, giving and offering a huge amount of blessing. We have White Eagle, Ancestral Spirit. Connect to your lineage. A family wound or pattern can be healed now. I see this, it was in the reverse. So I see this as a possibility that there is some sort of energy you're not recognizing, that you're breaking not only generational ties of within yourself, but also it's a really good time to connect with your ancestors, and from them, through that connection, understand the strength of wounds and patterns that you have healed within your lineage. Maybe what you're going through is something that is generationally tied, and you are the one to break the cycle. You are the one to recognize the trauma, the wounds, the damage that has been done, that has been passed down genetically for so long. And you're finally the one strong enough to break it open, look at it, heal it, and move forward with it in dharma, in, cleansing and blessing for your forward movement path. And then we have Kali Ma, facing fear. Major spiritual changes are unfolding. This is your chance to soar. This card was also in the reverse. I saw that as maybe a possible fear of embracing the embodiment of Kali Ma. Kali Ma is a very dualistic nature. She has a very ferocious, protective, radical side of her, and she also has a very loving, nurturing, caring goddess energy, maternal energy side of her. You may be working on really integrating your shadow self, the darker aspects of the feminine nature within you. But understand that I hope that this message brings you a safety within the space of embracing the voice of courage, embracing the voice of, protection and assertion. I really see that here, because I feel like you're a relatively very graceful, loving, compassionate individual, and you might be fearful of the persecution that lies within having to, I'm not sure if you're male, female, whatever, what have you, but if, the archetype of like the mama bear or something like that, it's okay to embrace that side of yourself and, subside any sort of persecution that comes with people not appreciating you for doing so. It is a form of your own medicine that you deliver to the world. It's a form of your own blessing that you deliver to the world and the ones that you love and care about, the things that you love and care about. In the Angelarium deck here, we have Fanuel, Angel of Truth. We have Bana, Left Eye Knowledge. Azrael, Angel of Death. And Jafura, Left Hand Judgment. Okay. So we have a lot of this energy in this reading, a lot of judgment, a lot of justice, a lot of clarity, a lot of unveiling of lies, deception, revealing it in truth, learning from the truth that lies behind the lies. In tarot, we have 9 of Wands, we have Temperance in the reverse, we have 5 of Pentacles in the reverse. This is awesome. I'm not sure if it's blurry, I apologize. And then we have King of Cups in the reverse. 11:44 on the clock. Seven of Swords. And the 5 of Cups in the reverse. 12:12. This is beautiful. So this reading literally involves so much karmic justice, so much blessing for you, so much blessing for the external world around you, for which you're delivering. You're unveiling so much truth behind, it seems like a lot of deceit. I'm just gonna say that. I hope that you are in a space of vulnerability. I trust that you will see this just in the right moment, and that this is a message that you need to hear for yourself. If by any means this doesn't resonate for you or with you, don't make it fit. But if it does resonate with you, let it really adhere to you and stick, because this is truly beautiful. In the Shamanic Medicine Oracle deck, we have Offerings, Wealth. We have Medicine Bag, Treasure. And then we have Lodge, Council in the reverse. Okay. So we kind of explained the Ascended Mastery Oracle cards here. I'm going to go into the Angelarium cards here. You can't really see them. But Fanuel, Angel of Truth. He did come out in the reverse, but I switched it up, right, because I understand why. And so we're going to be doing a lot of unveiling of any sort of deception that has played out within your reality of a situation, because you truly are letting yourself see the truth for what it is. Allow yourself to see the lies and deception where it's lied, and allow yourself to really see the truth in order for you to banal left eye learn from the situation, learn more about what it's telling you, learn more about, you know, this torch, this truth, this intuitive light that you have that has the ability to see through walls, see through lies, see through deceptions, and shine this light, this pure light upon situations to really see the depth of information in truth behind it. You're really letting all of what you are seeing help you learn and understand where in the situation these Azrael, Angel of Death endings are occurring within it. Honestly, I think this is going to be a relatively, possibly quick, but very smooth reading for you. You're allowing that really all to teach you and help you learn and understand where, you know, you need to close this book, end the chapter, move on to the next one, start a new story, whatever it is. It's really coming into play for you to see where and what can be put to rest now for you to move forward, especially when it comes to obtaining, you know, these blessings that are in store for you. With this Javura left hand judgment following that Azrael Angel of Death, 1545. I don't know why if the numbers mean something to you, or possibly the need to look them up, I would. But this Jafura angel, left-hand judgment following this Azrael angel of death really tells me that there is judgment playing out in this situation. I feel like you are a relatively either spiritual person or just naturally connected with either a strong moral compass, or you have some very powerful guides. You do have some very powerful guides regardless if you practice or not, if you believe in that or not, who are watching you, standing over you, protecting you, deflecting things for you, and helping you, you know, pick up the breadcrumbs along the way that represent the truth of the situation through your intuition. And they're really calling you to place judgment now where it needs to within the situation. This could also involve stepping into this Kali Ma, you know, courageous, fierce, you know, divine feminine energy to really drive forward a message of assertion and boundary. But it looks like maybe you've even done a lot of that within the situation, and it's time to allow the miracles to occur to where this really aligns just to this ending. And all in all, you've allowed yourself to really place and make your own judgment around the situation intuitively. I really see this in upright position, that you are embracing the fact that, like, no, there's some like deception that's happened here, regardless of maybe some individuals that tried lying and saying that there wasn't. There really is. You're allowing yourself to grasp the concept of that, and you're gracefully allowing yourself to see it, learn from it, and choose to move forward from it into this realm of divine justice, okay? With any sort of, maybe this could be either masculine energy who is doing this upon you, or a masculine or some form of masculine energy that was trying to do, you know, have some power play over you, was creating a lot of deception, and your guides are on it. They want to protect you. I think there is some room for, you know, telling them a little bit more, like, I surrender control over this situation and ask for the reaction to cause and effect to be taken upon your hands. I offer you gratitude and love for allowing me to move forward upon my path with obstacles removed. But overall, this is really all coming into play for you, and you're not messing around anymore. You've really decided that, like, you deserve so much better than any sort of power play, any sort of deception, any sort of trickery, any sort of, like, I'm getting the idea of maybe like false hope within someone, and you're choosing to move forward. Of course, this is gonna come with healing and mourning, right? But it's, again, been a long time coming, and you finally get to find your exit point and part ways, so that way you can embrace relief, you can embrace the life that you deserve, you can embrace, you know, the clarity and abundance that you have worked for. You get to really just adhere to the idea that your heart and soul has worked so hard and has been so devoted to excelling, growing, loving, being grateful, and that deserves to be mirrored back to you in truth, not any sort of false energy trying to, you know, try to manipulate you into thinking that they're delivering when they're not. This Knight of Wands here in Tarot. So this Knight of Wands is the depiction of, like, being so close to an ending of something, being so close to a mastery of something. Being that this is a Wands, I see this as maybe like some sort of craftful, creative, or spiritual pursuit, and you are very close to this ending. Nines represent mastery, completion, having a lot of gained intellect and wisdom behind something, and because you are so close, you know, this is a really good essential time to just like heed the path moving forward and veil any sort of energy that's trying to come in and either take from this fulfillment, take from this completion, or even prevent this from happening, prevent you or create obstacles within your path from moving forward into it. The mastery that you have done has, again, been a very long time coming over this, and your dedication is being recognized for it, and the spirit, the universe, whatever it is that you work with is saying like, this is seen, this is heard, and this will not be unseen. This is going to be revealed in truth because of how hard this person has worked. With Temperance in the reverse, I saw that as maybe an energy that's trying to prevent you from tempering yourself into this, really like dipping your toes into something of this, you know, maybe even like receiving or like working on the harvest of your manifestation, because you've done so much work through like yielding the sowing process of this manifestation, and now that you're close to the harvest, this other individual or energy, whatever it is possibly trying to come in and like take from it and eat from it themselves, or prevent you from really embracing the fruitfulness of that harvest. Because they're doing that, they're blocking their, like, because of their own nastiness within the situation, they're blocking their own selves, their own evolution. It seems like at this point, because of how close you are and because of how hard you've worked, everything that they're doing is almost in real time getting like turned around and slapped back in their face, mirrored back to them in some sort of karmic way. This could be from spirit. I honestly don't know if this is directly from you, but it seems like their life is starting to just like gain and accumulate some sort of bad karma for what they've been trying to do to you. But this is really in turn like unfolding in real time in their face. Every time they try to like create some sort of obstacle in your way, it flips right back around. You are that protected and you are that close, okay? But this Temperance in the reverse, don't be afraid to really dip your toes into the harvest of this. Don't be afraid to really allow the harvest to, this offering's wealth, make you feel rich, abundant, sustenant, like wealthy in this, because you've worked your ass off. And now it's time for you to enjoy your harvest, right? But so Temperance in the reverse and this Five of Pentacles, because of how hard you have worked, I think too that this Temperance in the reverse might be just a message of a reminder to see how well balanced and structured you are behind this situation. Because of all of that, because of that structure, because of that balance, because of that effort, it's like disembodying this energy from accessing you when it comes to this time of evolution, when it comes to this time of growth, when it comes to this time of transformation. It's literally blocking them from even accessing you, from touching you, from making that move happen. Whereas in the past, they maybe had some sort of energetic upper hand. I see that like the energy I'm getting is maybe they even had the upper hand around that for so long, and you just kept fighting and fighting and fighting and pushing, working, praying that would change, and now it's finally biting them the way that they're trying to bite you, like instantaneously, because of literally the mastery you have obtained behind this. This is not new to you. This is a very long-term thing that's like you're in expert mode with now. And so that's disembodying them from having any sort of that effect over you. And when they try to do it, they get literally caught up in their own trap. And then they might be like turning around and like deflecting that on you because they're pissed, right? this King of Cups energy, this King of Cups in the reverse, the idea, this is a representation of like a masculine energy who has a lot of emotional intellect, a lot of creative passion, loving energy. Whether this masculine energy be a female or male, gender roles aside. But in reverse, this represents the exact opposite. Someone who is relatively emotionally naive, someone who isn't good at giving, someone who is probably also very, very good at taking, you know, support, love, energy from others and not granting the same energy back. But because they're being deflected, they might be getting pissed off and then trying to like come in and leech off of you more in this situation, right? And then this is causing this deception, this Seven of Swords. But guess what? It's now in the point in time where within this journey, within this energy, this deception is backlashing on them too. And so they're the one who has to deal with this like courageous, you know, fierce energy from you being like, nah, I'm gonna cut you down and leave you in your karma puddle that you've created, and I'm gonna stand up for myself. I'm gonna stand up for my emotions. I'm gonna stand up for all of the work and hard effort I have put into this, and for myself, the mastery I have done, what I deserve based off of all of the work that I've put in. Like, no, you don't get to mess around with that. You're coming in with this sword and you're being like, fuck around, find out. Keep trying to deceive me, you know? And that's causing this Five of Cups, whereas where previously maybe like your cups were the ones that ended up broken and shattered on the ground in this like very painful, messy chaos. You know, now it's not happening anymore. You've seen too much of the truth through the situation, and you're allowing the truth to, you know, teach you the process of moving through this with wisdom. And you're you know, giving yourself and creating so much wisdom within yourself with walking what you have learned from, applying it to your life. And so this is no longer affecting you. This is, again, deflecting and like the mirrors being like held right up to their face and showing them what they've done wrong. And you don't even have to do anything about it. You just move forward in your like confident, graceful, abundant self, knowing and trusting in what you have worked for, your intuition, and just all of this really at this time, like time tells all truths. So you're expressing the truth and depth of who you are. They're recognizing now, like the mirrors being held up to their faces, and even energetically, where their bad habits, their toxic tendencies, their toxic manipulation is now like ineffective towards you. Offerings, wealth. You have given so much energy, so much time, so much love, so much effort, probably so much resource to this energy, and also into this work, into this effort that you're doing for yourself. And now it's time to embrace the abundance of this harvest. And even if, say, like an energy is trying to like come out and like put out your flame, you know, you still have all of, you see it as like this rich nourishment of this water raining down to bring you sustenance, to bring you hydration, to bring you love, so that way you can truly just sit in all of this rich energy of wealth and nourishment, healthiness. There's a lot of like fruits and, you know, all of this healthy food in this image, right? But it's the idea of like your work really paying off, Spirit's really offering you a leg up here, something, you know, the harvest of what you worked for. But this is all coming into fruition for you, and it's very fruitful. This medicine bag, I saw this too as like this medicine bag representing like all of the magical pieces of wisdom and knowledge that you have, you know, literally treasure, you have acclaimed upon the path of all of this. you have literally like created this bag full of abundance, full of knowledge, full of intellect, full of wisdom, full of experience for yourself, and all of these little pieces representing like a golden key of abundance, a golden key of something magical strongly for your path. And so really allowing yourself, I think you've really allowed yourself to look into the medicine bag at all of the beautiful things that you have collected along the way, and let it bring you the richness and hope of moving forward. Serving you as the medicine bag should, providing you the medicine of nourishment through spirit and love, and all of the little trinkets representing like something and gained memory, you know, that helps you understand all of the little memories and experiences you have done to be as far as you are now. This Lodge Council in the reverse, I saw that as like your council, your spirit guides, your spirit team really aren't happy about this, and they're the ones holding up the mirror to this energy, this other energy. I also saw it too as maybe a really good time to go into, you know, a lodge council if you have the ability to tap into your third eye or imaginate things. Like, imagine yourself going into a forest, coming upon this like lodge thing, this hut, walking through the door and being greeted with your guides inside, and letting them just surround you with love and gratitude and, you know, purity and light for how far you have come. They want to congratulate you. They want you to sit with the gratitude they have for your devotion upon whatever it is that you're working on. They really want you to adhere to that blessing, because that's going to help you unlock the door to this next phase of harvest for yourself, okay? You really have to allow yourself to sit with the gratitude of yourself. I think you might be relatively humble, right? But that's because of all of the wisdom gained, and allowing yourself to celebrate this huge achievement for yourself is going to help you really unlock the next phases of initiation, the next phases of abundance and blessing. With his feathers restaurants, you fought a long battle, so now's a good time to just use the feathers to sweep away any sort of, you know, dirt, energy, wear and tear or age that has been accumulated through the process. Sweep the dust away, cleanse the space, cleanse the mind, body, soul. Take like a spiritual bath. Do with a release, honestly, just release this energy, like intentionalize, like, thank you so much, I'm finally done. I'm gonna release the timelines where this served me negatively and take it as a token of like so much wisdom gained. And also too, the feathers, this card really representing taking a softer approach on yourself. You've fought a long battle, you've gone through a long journey with this, so if you need a moment to rest, allow yourself to do so. It's complete, you've mastered this, and you are this close to your abundance and blessings and harvest from this if you haven't obtained it already. Virgo, I'm very proud of you. Congratulations. Know that your spiritual team is backing you. They have you protected. I think you're relatively good at protecting at serving as your own protection as well. They want you to know that they also serve you in protection and are there to deflect any of this nasty energy's BS. They would love to bring you into a space of meditation, so that way they can integrate and pass along to you so much love and gratitude and celebration for what you have achieved here. Congratulations. I hope you enjoy your full moon. You really are blossoming into a very vibrant, radiant flower with this, being that it is the flower moon. And warm blessings. Enjoy. Hello Capricorn, welcome to your reading for the astrological readings for the full moon in Scorpio. This is known as the flower moon. This is happening on May 5th. There will also be a lunar eclipse happening on that day, and being that it is the midpoint mark of the Mercury Retrograde, I welcome you into this space to understand what is in the process of manifesting for you, what you are currently going through the process of releasing, any sort of old habits, any sort of energies surrounding you that are preventing you from moving forward and embracing the sun, that which brings you sustenance and allows the petals of your flower to truly open up, shine in its own authentic truth, its own light, and, embrace your authenticity. I think that's a really big theme for the Capricorn right now, embracing your leadership role as a Capricorn. That's a very strong quality. We have some tiger's eye, malachite, and rose quartz here, so I use the energy of the stones to hopefully help you, bring in the energy of those stones into your reading, helping you open up your heart chakra, allowing yourself to truly feel in truth in the space of clarity, and bring you some luck and love, some self-love into your message. This is definitely, I hope, brings you good words of encouragement. You've done a really good job at trying to maintain life in general, and the stress of the chaos that this modern world is bringing right now, especially with this technological age, even with work, trying to maintain. So I'm saying these things because as a Capricorn, again, that strong leadership role is in your characteristic traits. So we need you guys to really embrace that role and really truly lead us by example. You guys have a lot of responsibility within this, yes, but it's because of how strong you guys are. So before we get into your message, I'm going to read a random page pull from The Return of Collective Intelligence by Derry Dyer to bring in some sort of energy that helps you understand the natural world, how collective intelligence and collective consciousness works, your connection towards it, especially within the readings. I have your pile here. And to help you see the collectivity of things and make you feel less alone in this time, especially during the Mercury retrograde. So we'll start with that. Okay. We got page 216, and the subject of this message is called Recipe for Reciprocity. So, once upon a time, a traveler arrived in a village that has been suffering from hard times. Bad weather had caused the crops to fail, and there was hardly any food. The traveler knocked on the first door he came to and asked for food and drink. "Go away," he was told. We don't even have enough for ourselves." He went from house to house, but everywhere the answer was the same. Very well then," declared the traveler. "I'm hungry, so I guess I'll have to make some stone soup. I might as well make enough for everybody." He asked if someone could lend him a big pot. One of the villagers brought a pot, and the rest watched curiously as the traveler built a fire, then carefully selected some large stones from the side of the road, washed them off, and placed them within the pot. He filled the pot with water, covered it, put it over the fire. The stones have to boil for a while," he explained. "It improves the flavor." He rubs his hands together happily. There's nothing like a good stone soup," he explained, lifting the cover of the pot and peeking inside. "I wonder if anyone has a little salt. That will always make it better." "I do," says one villager. "Wonderful," said the traveler, as the man handed him a pinch of salt for the soup. I wish we had a little piece of onion. That would make this soup really delicious." One of the women spoke up. "I have an onion," she said, and when she came back, she was also carrying two cloves of garlic, which she threw into the pot as well. "Oh, this is marvelous," explained the traveler. This will be the best soup I've ever made, although, he adds wistfully, stone soup is even better with a little cabbage. It's too bad we don't have any cabbage. I have a cabbage, yelled an old man, and he hurried home to get it. I was saving a couple of carrots in my pantry, the lady standing next to him volunteered. Maybe they would be good in the soup. Carrots, of course, cried the traveler. How about a potato? Asked another villager. Yes, yes, the traveler clapped his hands excitedly. One of the villagers remembered he had a stalk of celery in his kitchen. Someone else brought a handful of rice. Somebody even came up with a ham bone and some meat still on it. Everything went into the pot, and as the aroma of the bubbling soup filled the air, more and more people found something they could add to it. Some herbs, a turnip, a few beans, a bit of chicken, The traveler carefully stirred the soup, tasted it, and finally pronounced it ready. The whole village gathered to enjoy the feast, many returning again and again to fill their bowls with the tasty broth. For the first time in many months, their bellies were full, and everybody agreed it was the most delicious soup that they had ever eaten. Okay, so that is beautiful. The idea of someone coming into, a stance of being in need and offering effort to be the glue that creates something that everyone can eat from. I think that's a really strong quality that the Capricorn has, especially when they are well in tune enough with themselves and their heart and their empathy to really drive forth the leadership to bring, this reciprocal community together in such a way in order to do something substantial as far as filling themselves with something nutritious enough to make them feel full, to really vitalize their hunger. And so this is a very important message. I really think that has a lot of wisdom within it that correlates to something in the energy, but utmost the energy of the Capricorn and how they work. Let's go into your cards. Let's go into your message. I do have the bottom of the deck laid out in front of me. To review those real quick, the first card we have is Commander Ashtar, Call to Action. Take charge, lead by example, walk your talk. Second card we have is Sandalphon, Angel of New Life. It is in the reverse. The third card, the tarot card, we have Eight of Wands in reverse. This card resembles taking determined action upon something, and being that it's in reverse, I think there's just a little bit of stagnancy around this, but we will go into how, this can be released, how this can really help you, bring you some sort of perspective and medicine in order to truly move forward with something. Below that in tarot, we had the Death in the reverse. So this brings a lot of energy here that is definitely going to be very productive for you and your forward movement. The next card in the Shamanic Medicine Oracle deck, we have Air Creativity. I have to cover up her nakedness. Air Creativity, this is in the reverse. So unlocking what is blocking you from your creative expression, what's blocking you from accessing your creativity, your flow state. Okay, so the first card we have in your pile, the Ascended Mastery Oracle deck, we have Faith, Humanity, and Benevolence. Stay calm, trust the good in yourself and others, see the light in the world. This was in the reverse, but Faith. We have Melchizedek, Higher Learning. You have learned from experience, more inner study is now required to further progress. This was in the reverse. Melchizedek. And then we have Kalima, facing fear. Major spiritual changes are unfolding. This is your chance to soar. And then in the Angelarium deck, the first card we have is Shaligiel, Angel of Snow in reverse. I'm gonna sneeze. Second card we have is Remph, Angel of Time. When I flipped this over, I heard the idea of all of the time is in your hands to access. The third card we have is Binah, Left Eye Knowledge. The dog's snoring. And then we have the fourth card, Malkuth, the Ground Kingdom. It is in the reverse. $11.22. Okay, and then in tarot, the first card we have, okay, the Five of Cups. We have Page of Pentacles in the reverse. Six of Cups in the reverse. Page of Wands in the reverse. The Three of Swords. And the Three of Wands in the reverse. Okay. A lot of this is, this is going to be a very vulnerable, possibly heavy message, but ultimately there is a lot of room for growth here, and a lot of room to really adhere to your own qualities, to your own strengths, releasing any sort of things that make you feel weak, anything that make you feel stagnant. There is some shadow work energy in here, of truly processing what is preventing you, but we will go into this message. I do offer you this space and vulnerability, and I hope that this is helpful for you. I hope that this brings you a lot of productive energy to reflect on. In the Shamanic Medicine Oracle deck, we have the Great Mystery, Trust. This is beautiful. We have Shapeshifter, Perspective. And we have Cave, Retreat in the reverse. In the reverse. Okay. All right. So, being that honestly, the primary theme of all of this is really taking on your own courage, taking on your own leadership for yourself. You're a very good person. You have a very strong voice that has the ability to lead people. I think right now is really allowing yourself to take that energy and lead yourself by example, so that way you can truly process and go through a lot of things that will help you heal and strengthen your confidence and ability to truly lead outward and have determined effect determined action and effect, and truly strengthening your skills behind this. This is really going to help you embrace anything that is either making you fearful or hesitant towards being ambitious, towards anything that you are currently working on or working towards, and really allow yourself to learn from the history of life and provide you the keys and answers to unlock the doors into your bright, beautiful future that is in store for you. So the first card we had in the Ascended Mastery deck, again, is the Faith, Humanity, and Benevolence. Stay calm, trust the good in yourself and others, see the light in the world. I think this is, again, being that this involves a lot of shadow work energy. Honestly, shadow work is my absolute favorite. So I do hope that I can assist you through this process of healing, being vulnerable with yourself, helping yourself see yourself in truth, and utmost honesty for yourself, and truly just embrace. My grandmother, she actually told me once that one of the best things to have in life is the compass of humility. And this is a very strong message in the idea of embracing, allowing yourself to shed the ego. And the ego is very good, but allowing yourself to see past the ego. Don't let the self-ego create like self-judgment. Allow yourself to be free in a space of humility and embracing the qualities within that bring you back to innocence, but seeing the light in the world, staying calm, trust the good in yourself and others. It looks like you might be in a period of either feeling sort of guilty or some sort of shame. And with this, it's very important to take on shapeshifter perspective. The perspective within that either tells you why you feel these ways or helps you understand deeper what's creating those thoughts and feelings. Honestly, being honest with yourself, being fully utmost and honest with yourself. I see with the take charge, lead by example, walk your talk. If maybe there's any sort of like energy within your life that's like externally judging you for being a natural born leader, and creating this sort of energy around you that like makes you internally sort of feel guilty for that ability to lead by example, greet yourself with humility and love and vulnerability and safety to approach the good in yourself, the good qualities and values behind that ability to truly be able to lead people, to bring people together, to, restore balance within things. The Capricorns have this brilliant way of being able to see the blueprints of something. And it also is sometimes like a really hard foot to be able to see the blueprints and know how to put them together in the physical world. But when the Capricorn really masters themselves and really opens up their ability to see things clearly for what they are, this will really strengthen the ability to put together the building process in the material world for them because of the blueprints that they receive. They have the probably strongest qualities within being a master manifestor generator. And I think this is something that you're really purging out now with the full moon, so that way you can embrace, how to really apply all of the blueprints that you currently have together into action, into forward movement, and into, as this is the flower moon, opening the flower, really allowing the harvest of the labor built behind all of it come together into fruition. But if with Mercury retrograde, you might be currently feeling anxious, sort of flighty. I think this is relatively shadow period for the Capricorn anyway. It's funny how the astrological placements, they all each individually have their own different point within the seasons in the year that represent like a really deep shadow work period that creates this sort of like death and powerful rebirth cycle for them. It's important, of course, to embrace this as it comes, but really dip your toes into it and be the light within. Be the light within, you know, that shadow. Be the truth and illumination, and allow your light to shine light on anything that is either made under false nature or resembles something that needs to be truly seen in truth, or anything like that. Allow yourself to be vulnerable to do so. But see the good in yourself and others. I really saw as maybe this entrapment, possibly self-entrapment, that prevents you from really embracing the light in yourself. And this could be because of possible tendencies of going through so much in life that, you know, you are so overwhelmed that you might have a hard time seeing the light externally. So this is in turn reflecting this lack of being able to see it within yourself, right? But it's important that you do so. Even if it's like taking time to be out in nature through this shadow work process, you know, finding things or taking list of things within your life that you are grateful for, and letting them, you know, really reading over them and absorbing into your words, letting those things really integrate light and gratitude to help you subside any sort of negativity or worry for the forward movement. With Melchizedek, higher learning in the reverse, you have learned from experience. More inner study is now required to further progress. That's upside down, so I was trying to read it. So I see that as like you have already learned so much. I think it's a really good time to allow yourself to sit with the integration and absorb the integration of how much you have learned. Or maybe you have been displayed so many situations and experiences within life that now it's a really good time to sit with the memory and reflection, especially through shadow work, to start accumulating what you have learned through all of it. What is there to teach you through all of the experiences? It's the idea of like walking the cycle of life, the medicine wheel in many different indigenous cultures, that shows you like the highs and lows, the lessons, the teachings, the karma gaining, karma releasing, the shedding, the deaths and rebirths, all alike. Really allowing yourself just to submit yourself to the learning from how much of all of life you have experienced, because you've learned so much. And so to really take on the gratitude of all you have learned and sit with yourself in gratitude for what you have experienced, what you have learned. Allow yourself to embody that past any sort of, you know, guilt or anything like that. Really allow yourself to sit with that. With Kali Ma facing fear, major spiritual changes are unfolding. This is your chance to soar. I really see that as this perfect window of opportunity through this shadow work, through this full moon, through this, you know, this phase of release, to really embody the opportunity to release fear and face it head on. You're a very determined, driven individual, Capricorn, and so it's a great time for you to finally embrace this. I think this is something that you do a really good time, again, with this walk your talk. I think you do a really good job with encouraging people to face their fear, to embrace, you know, their ability to move beyond situations, or to move beyond any sort of situational karma or trauma, or, you know, see their values within a situation. So now it's time to walk the talk of that, embracing the leap into the abyss. You're gonna jump and then realize that you take flight with these bright, wide-spanned wings, and it's gonna carry you facing the fear head on. Major spiritual changes are unfolding, especially when you go through the process of shadow work and truly feel vulnerable in honesty and truth for who we are as individuals. We can finally set free. We can finally allow spiritual changes to unfold and soar with the wings that we have grown through the wisdom gained. With the Shaligial Angel of Snow and the Renth Angel of Time, I saw that as possibly currently feeling as if right now in your situation, you may be feeling like very stagnant, very slow, very lack of abundance, being in a desolate space. Shaligial Angel of Snow is all about, you know, these ruins, these frozen, cold, icy, stagnant bitterness ruins, you know. It's like in destruction, right? And Shaligial is this sparkle in the snow. She's the sparkle, the light, the twinkle that brings hope and magic within any sort of stagnancy to spark the magic and bring forward a message of hope. I see that as your guides really trying to encourage you. Maybe if you're seeing any sort of like sparkles in the side of your eye, or, you know, anything within nature that's synchronistic, that like brings this weird sense of like inspiration or hope, that's your guides trying to really tell you to adhere to hope, to adhere to, and these things could also be very much happening within a space of either, you know, harder times. You know, they could be very much coming in when you're in a space of like deeper contemplation that resembles like going through memories of trauma, or, you know, processing, or situations in the physical that resemble some sort of negative energy, right? And if you're going through just all of this chaos in a situation at a time when that happens, and you see like a twinkle or a sparkle or something weird that is just so silly or beautiful, or, you know, brings light to the situation, that's your guides trying to distract you from the, you know, the darker aspects of that current situation and bring you into a space of hope. Your guides are strong here. They really want to assist you in knowing that you have the time in your hands to take upon the time in your own hands, to use the time in your own hands, and being very assertive as a leadership role to acclaim and reclaim your time from any sort of energy that's preventing you from truly embracing time in productivity. Using your time wisely, really allowing yourself to do that, so that way you can align to your highest timelines of breaking out and, you know, into the realm of your leadership skills. The doggy's dreaming and snoring and barking and stuff, just so you know, if you hear him. But embracing the timelines that are ahead of you, embracing the future in abundance. I also too like see this fire, see this almost like sunset behind Remph here, and embracing, you know, the light, the beauty, the even too allowing the sun to rest, allowing yourself to rest if you're not taking the time to do so, but really allowing yourself to embody the richness that really reflects your highest timelines here, and using your time towards that timeline productively, and doing what will serve your passions, your explorations, your endeavors, your things, and taking more time to do so outside of the external world that, you know, calls you, needs you, you know, needs you to be the glue towards something. It's okay to be a little selfish and dive into this. So feel comfortable and confident in doing so. And it's okay to set boundaries when you need to. With this banal left eye knowledge, and this Malkuth, the ground kingdom, in the reverse, this was in the reverse, I saw that as, you've learned so much, so it just needs to be applied to the ground. It needs to be applied to the physical world. You've done a lot of, I think, crown astral work, you know, really accumulating all of these pieces, all of these blueprints, like we were saying, these blueprints, and then taking the time now to really apply them to the physical world. That's the next step in all of this, is allowing yourself to really, you know, now envelop and materialize the building blocks. That way you can really accumulate all of this in the physical. In tarot, we had the Five of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. I saw that as maybe a situation within your current times, or maybe an emotional energy, being that this is the Cups emotion. You may be feeling relatively, you know, in a chaotic space emotionally. The idea of destruction, you know, try to be softer on yourself. I really do see that you may be relatively hard on yourself, so it's important to take the softer approach on yourself. Fill your own cup and drink from it. Drink from the proper sustenance and substance from your cup, but really fill yourself with, you know, the abundant riches of your soul, you know, allowing your heart to really fully expand. All of this, I think, again, we had this malachite and the rose quartz here, even the tiger's eye, these are all heart chakra stones. Allowing yourself to really come down into the heart space and feeling what it needs to feel, seeing what it needs to see in truth, expressing what it needs to express. Really embracing your soul through that space, allowing your soul to really awaken, allowing your heart chakra to really expand and open up. You can look up into a lot of different practices and tips that will assist a heart chakra expansion. A lot of this involves truly being honest with the self, truly being healthy with the self, truly being more vulnerable and soft with the self. But I think it's time that you really need this, and that would be very beneficial for you. And I think that you've been portrayed as a lot in your life, so it's time to really embody the truth of who you are, and do any sort of karma clearing and sweeping. That way you can really feel the richness of your abundance and self, away from this like more turbulent, chaotic, emotional energy. With this Page of Pentacles in the reverse, this Page of Pentacles resembles being a multifaceted, financially incomed individual. So having multiple facets of income, being able to juggle a lot of different projects and things that yield a material or financial resource for you. There we go. But in the reverse, I saw that as possibly not knowing that you have this ability to do so. You guys Capricorns really do tend to be very good at so many different things. And so this makes it really hard to be decisive upon what do we want to do? What do you guys want to master? But the point is you guys are a jack of all trades. And so being able to take on all of these different, rooms and facets of your creative pursuits in whichever way form, you guys are artists. That's truly the thing, is you guys are truly artists and entrepreneurs. And so being able to tap into some sort of creative pursuit and, things that you're good at, and accumulating all of these different doorways that have, a skill set that you can use to organize and provide you so many different ranges of financial stability, so many ranges of material stability, in any which way, but allowing yourself to really recognize your quality behind that, because that is a very strong quality within here. It's a very strong quality within you guys in general. That is a part of your archetype, is the entrepreneur, the leader, a visionary, an artist. So really allow yourself to be vulnerable enough to embody the truth behind that. Embody the truth that you can do it. You have all of the qualities and skill sets to do so. It does take applying it to the physical world, right? And you might not exactly know how to do so. I definitely say, like, allow yourself to feel vulnerable enough to ask your guides and receive the answers that will help you put together, you know, all of the dots. That way you can take foot and apply action to this. I think seeking advice of how to apply this to the physical world, whether it be from your spiritual team or from, you know, someone who has experience behind this, a mentor or some sort, picking up you know, the ability to learn from someone who has really either experienced this, or, you know, your higher self and your spiritual team to guide you and synchronize you in alignment through this inner work, through this dedicated inner work to get you there. Very much be intentional about that. But so yeah, apply yourself to knowing and trusting your ability to be multifaceted. It's okay that you are as well. It's the idea of like the jack of all trades is always portrayed in an interesting way. And, you know, there's the saying, I know that it's like even like a trending sound on different social media platforms, but the idea, the saying is like a jack of all trades is a master of none. And then there's the one lady who made this, who like extended the saying of like a jack of all trades is a master of none, but it's far better than being a master of one. And so embody like the quality and value behind that. Really embrace your ability to be multifaceted. And even if, say, like you're neurodivergent or anything of the sort, that gives you so many different options and regions that you can work through and work with. The Six of Cups in the reverse and the Page of Wands, I saw that. So first of all, I'm going to actually talk about this Page of Wands first. So being in the reverse, I like to see this card in the reverse as the aspect of shadow work. So being a very passionate, charismatic energy, sometimes it can portray so many different things, right? But in the reverse, I see it as like these twigs and stuff like that. It's unveiling these this darkness underneath these eyes, you know. This could mean someone who's like working productively to really truly embrace the healing and shedding of this darkness, or integrating of the shadow self, because the shadow self is very good. It all just depends on who you are, you know. Like if you heal your shadow self, for instance, you know, the shadow can really tell you to do like darker things, in which case under not being healed. But then like the other case, like for instance, like my shadow coaxing me into the shower to like cleanse and like braid protection into my hair or something, you know what I mean? Like really allowing your shadow to integrate into you and allowing yourself to truly heal it through exposing its truth, through embracing its truth, through embracing humility through it, the rights, the wrongs, forgiveness within it. But with this here, I saw that too as a lot of forgiveness for yourself, a lot of shadow work that can be taken on through the hands of forgiveness and humility for yourself, being vulnerable to embrace the honesty behind all of that. I think you've done a really good job at clearing a lot of karma, and so really allowing yourself to sit with that and do more work to just clear up the rest of the loose ends is significant in this. But with this Six of Cups, I think you faced a lot of lack of innocence in your life, externally. This could be internally as well, and this isn't in a space to persecute you for this, right? But allowing yourself to embody your innocence again, bring back in your inner child, tend to your inner child needs, allowing yourself the softer approach on yourself, embrace, even say in times where in the past you may have felt guilty for something, or you're not seeing something in truth for what it is, the innocence for what it is. allowing yourself to really feel vulnerable and safe in doing that and sharing that, and you know, it's like letting the inner child feel safe, you know, feeling safe and vulnerable, and sharing what it needs to share and speaking what it needs to speak, whether it be its needs, you know, even say like, you know, even for times where we have to go back and sort of like forgive our inner child for, say, not being disciplined for the idea of like sharing, or, you know, like we sometimes do have to reparent ourselves, and that's okay. It feels safe to know that that's okay. I've had to do it. Many other people have had to do it, and really allowing those, you know, those things to be healed within the past, so that way we can reclaim those soul fragments and carry them with us in truth, within honesty, within innocence, within passion, charisma, and that's going to be what really allows you to heal this heart. This is upright. This is a very prominent like effect upon your life right now, I think, is like feeling brokenhearted, maybe feeling betrayed, maybe feeling belittled, you know, your heart not being seen, your heart not being recognized by the people you're trying to show it to. And this could also stem from, though, so that's the thing though, within the process, if it's not being recognized, the first step is to recognize it within ourselves, right? If no one else is doing it, the best thing we can do is take on the work in our own hands for ourselves. Or maybe if, say, like a situation that reflects outwards something that you either don't want to be, right? Say if a situation you see like other individuals acting out of like what you don't want to be in life, taking in your own wisdom, your own experience, and seeing where that incident applies to your life, so you can reflect on your life and work on the healing process of allowing yourself to truly embrace the healing, truly embrace your experiences, so that way you don't hold on to any sort of negative energy towards either those people, those situations, those things of which you don't want to be, and really accumulate the own healing upon yourself. This is really going to help you move forward, but really allowing yourself to look at your heart right now, see the pains of the heart. Maybe you're relatively being very busy, but it's important to slow down and allow yourself to really subside any sort of distraction. Take the time into your own hands for your own healing. Really embrace this. You deserve this. You deserve this healing. I think you've gone through so much to where it might be really hard to look at this healing work, this shadow work, and it might be very vulnerable, you know. If you do at any point, like maybe say like need a deeper personal reading, you're welcome to reach out to me. I do have my link tree at the end. It's like the end panel video part of the video. That has my link tree in there. I have a contact link at the bottom of that link. So I'm happy to work with you personally. You know, someone or something that will allow you to like look deeper, see deeper, and help you feel safe, you know, in honesty, without any sort of judgment, without any sort of like internal conflict that prevents you from truly embracing trauma or pain or anything like that in truth. But really allowing yourself to feel this with grace, to feel this with humility, to feel this with, you know, honesty and optimism, this like passion, this charisma, this optimistic outlook. The Three of Wands, following that, I saw that as maybe like broken heart preventing you from planning for your future, you know, keeping you in that stagnant space that like ruins the desolate, the stagnancy. But allowing yourself to really look at this is going to turn this upright, so that way you can plan for your future, so that way you can hold more patience for yourself. In the reverse, this can also resemble, the Three of Wands in the reverse can also resemble like impatience. So being able to do this work is going to help you feel more patience within yourself. be able to, you know, start putting structure to a game plan, really help you start putting structure to the 3D, you know, bringing the etheric, imaginative blueprints that you've created within your astral mental region into the physical world, and really let them adhere through a solid game plan. And this healing work is really going to help you do so. Into the Shamanic Medicine Oracle deck, and then we'll wrap this up for you. But we had the Great Mystery Trust, Shapeshifter Perspective, and then Cave Retreat. I saw that as, first and foremost, allowing yourself to trust that it's safe and vulnerable and okay to dip into this world, right? Perspective, Shapeshifter, it's all about your perspective when going into the space. If you allow yourself to take on the qualities and traits of humility and surrenderance and honesty and love through accepting, will help you through this healing work. Taking on that will also help you strengthen your abilities behind a lot of this stuff, whether you're spiritual, whether you're psychic, whether you're, you know, an artisan, a creative of any sort. It's going to help you really productively tap into your creative drive, right? Your flow state again. And then help you take on the perspective of your higher self. I also saw with this card, integrating the higher self, allowing the higher self to truly guide you. And then this Cave Retreat in the reverse, I saw that as don't go into the cave to isolate, go into the cave to retreat, go into the cave to do healing, go into the cave to approach the dark, the things that are within the dark that you as the light source can shine light on to properly interpret the truth behind them. Because once you're able to shine the light on them, you're going to find so many keys within the space that unlock a whole new region of flow state, of creativity, of building blocks, of game planning, of all of it for you to really integrate into the, you know, the true leader that you are. You're doing really well. I know that you've taken on so much weight, especially probably in the last few years. But I do know that once you take on this, if you really allow yourself to, you know, dive into the dark, there's another card within this, it's funny, called the Sea Creatures card, Immersion. And there's a poem in the guidebook that goes with it, and it says, "Come be a friend and swim with me, for play and frolics set you free. Dive in where the water's deep, uncover treasures yours to keep." And so it's the aspect of really diving in, uncovering the treasures in truth. It is important that you're able to interpret what those treasures are, to know what they can be yours, used for, you know, yours. And those are yours to keep. The wisdom through the experience, the wisdom through the, you know, seeing into the darkness, seeing into the things that might seem scary, are going to illuminate these like bright golden little keys that will create literal light fuel for your forward movement. Anyway, I'm really proud of you. Keep going. Feel safe to do this. If you need help, please by any means reach out. But I love you, and I hope that this full moon is very productive and beneficial for you. You really deserve it. Okay, have a good rest of your day.